solutions. The identification aspect is clear. I'm sure you can even relate. For example, when let me just highlight, let me see if I'll be able to highlight a problem in the case study. Okay, just a minute. So when I hope you'll be able to see this highlight. You've seen what I've highlighted in yellow. That statement in itself brings a lot of themes. Wastage of medicine. If we are going to look at the drug management cycle, what leads to wastage of medicine? Of course, you are going to give me a general answer saying no, poor inventory management. But well, your notes, the concepts in your notes have got many themes, and these are the themes that you should bring. A case study does not mean that you're booklifting your notes. No. You're answering within the context of the case study. So now, when we look at wastage of medicines, for example, this can be found in procurement, this can be found in use, this can be found in storage and distribution. So you see that all the problems that you encounter, those that are related to the drug distribution cycle, they encompass all the stages, including quality itself. Now, let's try as an example to focus on procurement. So what would go wrong if medicines have to be wasted? What would go wrong in procurement? There are many themes. Who can try? Oh, I'll end here then. Yes, Pavilion. Go ahead. Pavilion. You had your hand up. Go ahead. We won't move because whatever you attempt opens up a wide variety of responses. Whether your answer is wrong or correct, it doesn't matter.
Let me
Can
give you the
someone
price.
try? Yes.
I think this wastage problem is starting from the quantification stage. Because what is procured mostly is what has been quantified. So procurement cannot go ahead without quantification.
Okay. You are right. Now the question is, how does it contribute to wastage quantification?
Hello, sir.
Go ahead.
I think it might be contributed with, if at all.
You are not in an ideal place. Continue. Continue, please.
Oh.
Time.
Okay. When a quantification is wrongly done, it can lead to over procurement of a certain commodity.
Yes. So over procurement, it's true, will result in wastage because it means the consumption, when aggregated from individual health facilities, is less than what has been procured. So in short, you cannot use what you've bought, it is going to be wasted. That's correct. If I ask again, what about distribution? What can cause, how can wastage be caused during distribution and storage? Take it in the context of a health facility. What would go wrong in a hospital situation? Yes.
If we do not consider the first expiry, first out rule.
Exactly, you're very right. Excellent. So now, this is a case study. You are required to identify all the problems that you note. The instinct there is that I've read my notes. And here I think, like I've highlighted, right? I think this has something to do with distribution or procurement related to quantification, right? Now, your notes have got a vast array of concepts, not following FIFO, even just not maintaining a stock record card or updating the bin card is going to result in wastage, right? Because you won't know what you have. You might think you're out of stock when you have, especially if you rely on your bin cards for information. Okay, so that's the concept. Now, the case study also highlights a number of challenges, right? Some additional challenges. There is also procurement management, all right? For example, I've highlighted that, all right? The case study also has got positives. And when you're asked to discuss, you give both the positive and the negative. So here, the question will require you to recognize what is positive. Suggest what can be done further to improve that positive vis-a-vis the negative that has been identified. Okay, so there are also silent concepts in the case study that might not reflect a negativity or a problem, but they are problems in themselves, right? For example, when we look at the DRIU, which is equivalent to our ZAMRA, right? Okay, so in a case study, you should also look at what is absent, what hasn't been mentioned. How you get to look at that is by first of all understanding the context of the case study in terms of how it is being reported, right? For example, there hasn't been any quality problem reported per se, all right? That in itself will constitute a gap. Why haven't they mentioned quality? Okay, so you have to say something about quality. I think we can continue. Are you able to get me?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
I'm not
sir.
here. All right, thanks. I'm not here to teach the English language. But please, you see, what makes a graduate qualitative in any discipline is the ability to write effectively. Okay. I've attached the guide. that will perhaps help you to write effectively. Please go through the guide, refresh yourself, right? The challenge I find in students is that because of the nature of our education system in this country, students use the language of the textbook, right? But if a student is asked to use his own language, students don't distinguish between what is colloquial, what's from the street. They will just put it in the assignment. No. Those are not the standards. All right. So this assignment guide is guiding you. Let's just walk through how to decide how many words to allocate to a different section of the essay. You are writing an essay, 1,000 words. I don't even want to go in details. Just follow the guide there. You should have an introduction, a body, and a conclusion. But in the body, before I even talk about the introduction, let me share a blank screen so that I demonstrate. Okay. Now, your question talks about medicine supply cycle. All right. If you are going to start answering the main body, you are going to give me subtitles. Please, if you are going to aggregate the whole concept, I won't mark you. Okay, I will have no time to read your assignment. So if you are talking about selection, if that's the problem you want to discuss, you clearly indicate selection. All right. And you are going to discuss the concepts under each one of them. Procurement, going to discuss storage and distribution as an example. We are going to describe quality management. And you are going to describe use or rational use. All right? You are clearly going to distinguish. You discuss every situation clearly. If you are going to put it in a block like this, procurement, storage and distribution, because you really don't have time for me, I won't have time for you either. I'm sorry, I won't mark. I will refer it back. Now, the fact that the attendance is so poor, those who attempt to write this assignment without these instructions, the fact that you are not even near each other, I don't know how you get along amongst yourselves. It becomes an awkward time. When I'm saying redo it, that's when you have a caseload of assignments and maybe continuous assessment tests. Okay? So I've emphasized, I need a clear distinction of what you are submitting. All right? Now, the temptation for some of you is to do this assignment 2 days to go. No, it won't help you. I'm very particular about language. I will know that you are just book lifting from the notes. Okay? And I would advise you so. Please, an assignment is about originality. You've done your English, you know how to rephrase the sentence in your own words, right? You know how to borrow words. If you're going to put anything really that is not a requirement, please, you will have to redo the assignment. Because the purpose of this assignment is to have you apply your knowledge, an overview of the supply chain, as well as who somebody who wasn't muted their microphone. The other objective is to make you right, because your job, depending on how the landscape changes, right, you'll be required to do report writing, and the concepts are just the same across all specialties or specialities, what to say. All right, so I think I've spent time on this one. I go back to the how to write an assignment. Please don't even attempt the assignment if you won't read the assignment guide. Okay, you won't be doing just yourself. Also, can you understand what the question is asking? What is to analyze? What is to argue? What is to comment on? All these aspects, they are clearly stipulated before you. Everyone has got access to this information. You find it on Moodle, signposts, right? Please use what you are advised to use. Anywhere you go, if you are going to say, to introduce an example, don't be monotonous throughout your 2000, work. Don't just say, for example, no, you have to alternate. For instance, for example, as an example of this, right? You can even book lift these examples in the assignment guide, okay? But if you are going to book lift your notes, I will know, okay? So use an array of examples of how you introduce an example, okay? Showing the result of something. You can use the word consequently, hence, owing to this, the result, it goes on, borrow, okay? Don't just say, as a result, no. English is a very diverse language, okay? It has variety, maximize the variety. Introducing an additional idea or agreeing to what has been stated. In addition, furthermore, forever, moreover, similarly, all right? I repeat, this is not an English lesson, no. It is as a result of my experience, because at the end of the unit, I'm going to take you in a unit called professional development, okay? And these are the things, these prerequisites, if you have to develop yourself professionally, okay? These are the prerequisites to know. I repeat, not teaching English here, no. That's not my intention. Introducing or opposing or contrasting an idea, don't just go but, no. However, although, in other words, all right? There you have spellings. Nowadays, you can use your Microsoft Word, correct your spellings or any other applications. The grammar, there you are. Okay. Please use the correct tenses. Okay. And by the way, don't ask me what I mean by the third person. You're not going to use we or I. No, everything is reported in reported speech. Okay. Errors, common errors. Even I will make these errors. Don't say practice. No, it's practice. Okay, so know all these differences. Apostrophes. Okay. There are also other ideas, reading strategies. Okay. Structuring your assignment. There are these issues, right, that you can borrow. But please, the many body will not be an aggregate. It will be clearly presented. Each aspect of supply chain procurement, list it, subheading, under there, put your arguments. Okay? So please, you go through this assignment guide. It also applies to other courses. You can borrow. This is universal. The references where these were taken from, let me just show you. There's the University of Queensland in Australia, as well as the University of Nottingham in the UK. Okay. So now let's go back to our, let me just share the blank one. So if you're going to talk about selection, okay. Now, when you are writing, please, you are writing within the context of the case study. If your presentation won't be related to the case study, right? You're just book lifting your notes because you have an idea of the problem, right? It won't help you. You have to speak to the case study. Okay. What has Can you get me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Oh, sorry. I thought we were all fair. I thought we were all fair. So I was wondering. Yeah, sorry. Okay. I think I lost my. Okay, let me draw this screen. Okay, you're able to see the screen? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. So for example, if wastage is related to selection, you're going to go like, just look at what I'm typing here. You're going to start like the case study. This is what I mean by you're not drifting away from the case study. For each, you see, for each problem you identify, as well as each solution you find, you have to refer to the case study. So this is an example of many problems you identify. Okay. It is cited in the case study that there was wastage despite the abundance, right, of supplies. You see how you rephrase, right? Okay. Now, this in its case is a paradox, right? So you can also say this makes an interesting situation. All right. Then you go like one, you can go like the probable cause of this occurrence could be related, right, to selection of medicines. Have you seen? I am not book lifting my notes. Please don't make a mistake of just bringing your notes here without reference to this case study, then you'll be exposed. You didn't do enough research, neither were you interested in doing a proper writing, right? So this is when you can start now. You would say blah, blah, blah. Okay? So let me just intervene here maybe. Who can suggest what the problem would be in terms of wastage at by the way, there are many reasons and solutions that you are going to give. So where would selection where could selection have gone wrong in the case of Botswana? Quickly, let's just finish up. We won't move if I won't have an answer. Whatever you tell me leads to the answer. So let's have a volunteer quickly. Or you are all scribbling down something. Hello, are you able to get me? Can you get me? Do we have connectivity?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Peter, can you contribute to the next sentence in our illustration?
Okay, let me give
What?
an example of what you have
Yes.
asked. Selection may be can go wrong if, for example, you set up a flag that in terms of the selection can be wrong in case where, for example, you set up for a drug that is not in terms of the disease pattern in that area, it's not of like the disease can be there, but you set up for a drug that is not of choice. Yeah, that's just my thinking.
Okay, so in other words, the correct terminology in your notes. Thank you for contribution because it's leading us to an idea. In other words, drugs could have been selected outside the what? And guidelines or the essential drugs list, right? Then that temp.
Yeah.
Okay. So
yes.
we can put it in the sentence. All right. Okay. You can say if drugs are not sorry not selected based on standard treatment guidelines. For example, okay, challenges in prescribing arise because okay, let's say if drugs are not selected based on standard treatment guidelines, for example, challenging in prescribing arise, right? You can say full stop, then you say what prescribers prescribe, what prescribers were prescribing is not likely what was procured. Oh, we have 10 minutes. Okay. Okay, was not likely what was procured, hence the wastage. Okay. All right. Now, look, these are ideas that you are formulating. Okay. You are discussing a problem. So what prescribers were prescribing is not likely what was procured, hence the wastage. Okay. You can even go further and say this is complicated by lack of information flow. All right. Why? Because if there's no information flow to say, well, they bought this, but it's not in the STGs, right? How else would doctors know what to prescribe? Because as far as doctors will be concerned, they'll just be prescribing what is listed, right? So this is how you do your assignment. It's proper application, not mere book lifting, right? By the way, 2,000 words is not too much. Please, the temptation to do it a day before won't help you. The temptation of book lifting your notes won't help you, because as I'm marking, I'm just looking for originality. Okay? I'm looking for application. I'm looking for your, your ability of rephrasing, your ability to construct concepts, right? And build upon, and then come up with a solution. So you've identified your commander selection. There would be another paragraph there. You are going to talk about, I think your question is in 3 parts if you checked. You are also going to check on, sorry, you are going to talk about, now we have addressed the problem clearly there. In the next paragraph under selection, you are going to bring out your solution, right? Your solution is obvious. Okay, you can suggest that perhaps there is need to relook at the rational drug use pattern, right? Prescribers, you can put it in form of a question. Are they prescribing in the SPGs, for example? Okay. Is there enough information? Hence, there should be enough information flow in this circumstance, blah, 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 blah. Okay. The rational drug use policy has to be active, blah, 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 things like that. Okay. So I think I've given you an insight. It is better to write this assignment. For example, you can do a paragraph every day because you have a lot of time. It opens on the 1st of August. Then the date of submission is 1st September. So long you are going to do something per day, a paragraph like I have, by September you are going to have a very important assignment. Okay, that will be original. Okay. Any questions? We don't have time. Any questions regarding the assignment? This is your time to ask. There will be no time when you begin to write. Yes, anything you want to be clarified? Yes, Major. You want to say something? Yes.
Yeah, I've got a question.
Yes.
Do you mean that like on selection there, then you like that is the main board like of inside there. That's just main board on its own on selection.
The main body will have these concepts: selection, procurement, under headings, right? If you're not going to give me these headings, I'll just refer back the assignment to you. Is it clear? Divide the many body into these aspects, the concepts. That's how you present your report. Wherever you go, you don't condense everything in one paragraph. All right? There has to be subheadings, okay, to tell your reader that this is what I'm talking about. Is that clear to you? Or maybe I didn't answer your question. Feel free if I haven't answered your question.
Yeah, you have answered, but I wanted also to just find out more that like on selection there, you write a paragraph. Then next you come to procurement. You write a paragraph. That's the main like production, right?
If you won't give me the subheadings procurement, then you're not understanding what I'm saying. It's the subheading, then whatever you want to write under procurement. Is that clear? Hello? Have I answered your question?
Yes.
All right. Okay. Any other question, please?
Sir, on the
yes.
on the three questions, this identifying the challenge. So identifying the challenge in our case here, we identified the challenge as selection. Then the discussing the causes. Those are the causes we've discussed.
Which causes?
The paragraph you've written.
Have we discussed the? Yeah.
Then
Yeah,
just,
you can.
okay.
Yeah. You can. Well, you can combine, but
okay.
Yeah, I think the identification and cause can be combined, right? But I would require under selection a paragraph, a different paragraph for your solution, right? You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Don't just condense ideas, please. Can we learn how to do paragraphs? Paragraphs simply introduce another idea, right? I hope you are aware. You can recall your writing skills. Yes. Any other question? We have 2 minutes. Let it not be like the class we had where we were locked out. Yes, any other questions relating to your assignment? I hope you've been scribbling what I've been emphasizing. Okay. Okay. I think we are done. There are no more questions. So we'll have another tutorial, the last tutorial on Friday before your assessment. Thank you very much.